So the other day, I'm just sitting there trying to do a satanic ritual, but after like 5 hours of trying to summon my dark. So yesterday I was just trying to find some really great advice, and of course all my quest advice was my how to sell yourself to Satan.com. I mean, this is just the surface.
How did Leafyishere go from being one of the most popular and edgy commentators to losing thousands of subs a day and getting a fraction of the views that he used to get?
Well, actually, I think the better question is, how the fuck did he even get popular in the first place?
This fucking light! Seriously, is there any channel with millions of subs that has content as lazy, boring, and repetitive as Leafy? Despite how tempting it is though, the point of this video is not going to be to bash Leafy. At least not entirely, because I don't think anyone is topping Idubbz when it comes to that. No, instead, this is going to be an analysis on Leafy's channel falling like a ton of bricks. What's changed with his channel and his huge audience? Why is it happening? And what does this mean for YouTube and similar channels in general? Let's first address the elephant in the room here, the now infamous and viral episode of Content Cop on Leafy. I certainly don't think this accounts for all of Leafy's decline, but I do think it was a huge factor. That video was probably one of the most well-made destructions of a channel that's ever been conducted here on YouTube. It was genius in so many ways. For example, Idubbz used the same tactics against Leafy that Leafy has been doing for years now against others. It was poetic justice at its finest, and Idubbz really showed just how much of a bully Leafy was, without giving any preachy or self-righteous vibes at all. In fact, Idubbz went out of his way to basically paint himself as an asshole as well.
That I'm perfectly fine with bullying. Make fun of someone because they're fat, autistic, or riddled with acne. I don't care. Make fun of them.
Almost immediately after this video was made, Leafy already started getting a mountain of backlash, and it was pretty evident that he needed to respond, which was hard to do because, once again, Idubbz already pointed out what counterpoints Leafy would likely make by using his self-deprecating humor and openly pointing out his own potential flaws.
He's a fucking 26-year-old man. 26-year-old man. Like, this is a 26-year-old man. You're a 26-year-old fucking man.
Compare that to Leafy, who has usually been afraid to show his face, who has hid behind overexposed lighting, hand gestures, and every other thing Idubbz pointed out. Leafy was clearly a guy with a lot of huge insecurities himself, and yet he had no problem completely bullying other people. And all Idubbz really did was just expose these insecurities. Because of all of this, Leafy's response was pretty weak, and it basically confirmed that he had lost the battle, so to speak. Fast forward to now, and Idubbz's Content Cop on Leafy has over 15 million views, and Leafy only gets hundreds of thousands of views per video, whereas he used to get millions. And of course, he's losing thousands of subs daily. What's interesting is that all of this happened in just a matter of months. And if you look at Leafy's stats, it's no coincidence that he started declining pretty shortly after Idubbz came out with that Content Cop. And while I do think that Idubbz's Content Cop was pretty damn devastating to Leafy's channel and his public perception, I actually think it was just a catalyst for Leafy's decline. And what I mean by that is, what that video did more than anything else is simply highlight the fact that Leafy's content is complete trash compared to someone like Idubbz, who makes much better videos. First of all, Leafy mainly uses miscellaneous and unrelated gameplay footage as the backdrop for all of his videos. He rarely adds anything extra to his editing other than pictures or clips over his commentary. The times that it does stand out, it's actually just him hiring an editor, and even that shtick gets old pretty quickly. Finally, the subject matter and format is always the exact fucking same. It's simply Leafy ripping on some either totally unknown or very popular internet personality with the exact same insults and comments drawn out to be way longer than necessary. Now, let's compare that to someone like H3H3 or Idubbz. Instead of boring gameplay and audio, they use high quality cameras to record themselves talking. They often have funny edits or zoom-ins to keep viewers engaged. Plus, original skits and comedy sketches are a regular thing in their videos, and these are often really funny and well done. Of course, pictures, clips, and any necessary information is always presented in a professional professional-looking manner, and perhaps most importantly, they don't do the exact same fucking video for every topic. Idubbz, for example, has several original and distinct shows that he makes videos on, each with its own unique style. You have his bad unboxing, his Kickstarter crap, his content cop, his food reviews, plus other miscellaneous videos. H3H3 covers a variety of topics from standing up for rights to moral issues and of course, hilarious bits on other YouTubers and interesting stories. He's honestly more like a reporter who breaks these interesting stories or brings up important topics that other people start discussing. It's not hard to see how Leafy originally got traction though. Back in 2013 and 2014 when Leafy really started taking off, the quality standard for commentary style videos was a lot lower than it is now. People like Idubbz and H3H3 were just getting started, and that level of production value was not really something that viewers were used to seeing. During that time though, these simplistic sort of gameplay commentaries and just commentaries in general were really popular, and in that sense, someone like Leafy did stand out. Not that he was ever known for his editing or production value or anything like that, but his pseudo-edgy, snarky, and exaggeratory style of commentary relates really well with a younger and more impressionable audience. And let's not forget Leafy's sort of nasally and smug tone of voice, which I also think was a big factor in helping him attract a younger demographic. Leafy has touched on a variety of subjects, albeit most of them are totally trivial and unimportant, but he's perhaps most known for his videos on cringy kids and DDoSers from back in the day. This is a topic that resonates really well with a younger demographic. There's something to be said about taking pleasure in watching someone berate people who you'd like to think that you're better than. Case in point, if most of Leafy's videos focus on talking about cringy 12-year-old kids, and you happen to be a 12-year-old kid who likes to think of yourself as pretty cool, well, listening to that is going to make you feel a lot better about yourself. And of course, there's a lot more to it, but that seems to be like the most obvious connection people are able to make with Leafy. Not to mention the fangirls, but, you know, I think that comes with any popular person on the internet. I think what that content cop did more than anything is expose a huge chunk of Leafy's fanbase to what actual high-quality content looks like. And it's not some nasally kid sniffling into his microphone with CSGO surfing gameplay in the background for every video. The truth is, Leafy was long overdue for a drop in popularity, and like I said, I think he was lucky to even get as big as he did. If you look at some of his oldest videos compared to some of his newest, the format is not very different, and it's been over 3 years now. Sure, that may have worked well as a consistent and easy to produce video style, but nothing that easy and uncreative will be beneficial forever. Let me put it to you this way, okay? Leafy is like a shitty TV series that has clearly run its course. If he was on cable and managed by some executives, they would have canceled his show a long time ago, but, you know, since he's on YouTube and it's all that independent stuff, it's gonna be a slow and painful death. It seems clear to me that getting a large audience is only half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle.
And maintaining and growing that audience requires that you change and adapt with the times. Unfortunately for Leafy, that has not been a strength of his. By continuing to hammer out videos in the same tired format, by constantly berating people, and finally by failing to even meet the quality standards set by his contemporaries, it seems like Leafy has ultimately caused his own downfall.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and peace.